When you have substantial wealth, the biggest retirement risks typically aren't market crashes or scams. They're following popular advice designed for people with far less money. If you're in your 50s or 60s and approaching retirement, you've probably heard that Roth conversions are the holy grail of retirement planning. Convert now, pay taxes today, enjoy tax-free growth forever. But when you have substantial assets, some of the most popular retirement strategies can actually backfire in spectacular fashion. My name is Patrick Shope, and I'm the founder of Shope & Associates. For over 2 decades, I've worked with pre-retirees and retirees who have built pretty substantial wealth. From my experience, the biggest financial risks for affluent retirees comes from blindly following advice that works great for someone with $200,000, but can be devastating when you have significantly more. Today, I'm going to walk you through 4 counterintuitive mistakes that I see wealthy people make more often than you'd think. Mistakes that can quietly drain a significant portion of your retirement. These aren't basic errors. These are sophisticated traps that catch smart, successful people who are following what they think is expert advice. Mistake number 1, Roth converting your way into poverty. Everyone loves talking about Roth conversions. Your neighbor does them. Your golf buddy probably brags about them. But some people approach Roth conversions like they're trying to win an eating contest instead of playing chess. Here's how this typically unfolds. Roth conversions are counted as taxable income. Doing a Roth conversion such as $400,000 in a single tax year can materially increase reported income and trigger related costs. For 2025, married couples with a modified adjusted gross income above $212,000 owe IRMAA surcharges. So for Part B, the monthly surcharge ranges from $74 up to $443.90 per person per month. This is added on top of the $185 standard premium. Part D adds $13.70 up to $85.80 per person per month. IRMAA is generally based on your modified adjusted gross income from 2 years prior. So a 2025 surcharge typically reflects the 2023 income. So you want to be careful with that. Doing a large $400,000 Roth conversion could inadvertently push someone into their state's highest tax bracket for that year. The smart approach? Working with a tax advisor to construct a strategic, multi-year Roth conversion plan that suits your unique situation while staying under the IRMAA thresholds. Mistake number 2, buying every insurance product your advisor tries to sell you. The insurance industry tries its hardest to convince wealthy people they need to insure against every conceivable risk. But when you have substantial assets, you may have the ability to self-insure more effectively than paying premiums. Now, I'm definitely not saying you shouldn't purchase insurance products in any case. It really just boils down to your personal situation. So let's consider long-term care insurance in general terms. A typical policy might cost someone around $6,000 per year in premiums. Over 20 years, that's $120,000 in premiums alone. The average long-term care episode can cost roughly $200,000 to $300,000. So someone has $2 million in assets. They might earmark $300,000 for potential long-term care and invest those premium dollars. Hypothetically, invested at a 6% annualized growth rate, $6,000 per year invested for 20 years could grow to over $220,000. Combined with the $300,000 already earmarked, that's over $500,000 available for care. Potentially more than many policies would actually pay. The same logic can apply to life insurance that exceeds actual needs. If someone has a $3 million net worth and financially independent adult children, they may not need an additional $2 million in coverage. With the federal estate tax exemption for 2025 nearing $14 million per person, a prudent question becomes, what's the maximum this risk could cost, and can the existing portfolio handle it? If their net worth can absorb the risk, consider self-insuring rather than transferring it to an insurer, as this could be totally unnecessary. Now, if you're sitting here wondering how these strategies actually apply to your situation, your income levels, your IRMAA thresholds, your asset allocation, and the things we'll discuss in the rest of the video, we've given you a free financial planning tool that takes your basic information and shows you where you stand and gives you a generalized snapshot of your retirement picture to help you make more informed decisions. You'll find the link in the description below. Mistake number 3, following the 4% rule when you have a substantial nest egg. The 4% rule has become gospel in retirement planning. Withdraw 4% of your portfolio in the first year, adjust for inflation each year thereafter, and your money should last you 30 years. But it was designed for preventing a modest nest egg from running out completely. When you have $2 million or more, running out of money typically isn't your biggest risk. A potentially bigger risk is living like you're poor when you're actually wealthy. The 4% rule is extremely rigid. It doesn't care if the market is up 30% or down 20%. It doesn't care if you want to take a special trip or help a grandchild with college. For affluent retirees, dynamic withdrawal strategies make much more sense. An example of this is the guardrails approach, where you increase your spending when your portfolio does well and trim it slightly when it doesn't. Imagine 2 retirees named Tom and Sarah who have, let's say, roughly $2.5 million and follow the 4% rule religiously. That's $100,000 per year. But if the market has 3 great years and their portfolio grows to over $3.2 million, they still just get $100,000 plus the inflation adjustment each year. Meanwhile, a flexible approach might allow $130,000 in good years, then scale back to $90,000 in those rougher patches. Mistake number 4, letting asset allocation and asset location decisions go unvetted for tax impact. This might be the most expensive, invisible mistake wealthy retirees make. It's easy to assume that an advisor's allocation automatically fits a household's tax picture, but the tax treatment varies widely by account type and by the investor's specific circumstances. A higher level takeaway is this: have a qualified tax professional coordinate with the investment advisor to review which account types hold which exposures, validate those assumptions behind those choices, and then model the after-tax implications under multiple scenarios. The goal of this is to ensure the overall allocation and the location of the assets are appropriate for the household's current and projected tax situation on into the future. Minimizing avoidable taxes without compromising the investment plan is key to maintaining that wealth. So let me recap these 4 wealth-destroying mistakes. Careless Roth conversions that trigger expensive Medicare penalties. Over-insuring risks a portfolio could absorb. Rigidly following the 4% rule when you need flexibility, and allowing poor asset location to drain your portfolio's value in unnecessary taxes every year. The key insight that you should be taking home from this video is this: preserving substantial wealth requires a fundamentally different approach than basic retirement planning. The strategies that work when you are building wealth can actually backfire when you're trying to preserve it. If you're dealing with these kinds of high-level planning challenges, I would encourage you to like and subscribe to our channel, where we share unique retirement insights every single week. This ensures you don't miss future videos that might make a difference and help spread the word to other retirees who might need it. And remember, while this information is educational, every situation is unique. You might want to consider working with a qualified financial professional who understands the complexities of managing substantial wealth. The biggest mistake you can make is assuming that more money just means more of the same strategies. When you have real wealth, you need real expertise to help you manage it. Again, this is Patrick Shope, and I'll see you next Thursday.